And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Odie, and we are off to another Monday morning.
Yeah, and a whole nother week that's going to go by just like it has been.
Odie, I don't know if anybody's told you this, but it's 40 degrees outside, and you're wearing a short-sleeve shirt.
But it's not that bad yet.
It kind of felt it to me as I walked across and shook the whole way to work.
I try not to wear a whole lot until it snows. That way I don't spoil myself.
Well, you may be waiting a long time.
I don't know, not this year.
When was the last time that it snowed? Do you even remember?
Yeah, last year.
Really? We got something?
Now, not a
I'm
whole
talking about
lot.
Like
oh, no, you talking about stick?
Yeah.
2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
It's always fun to play in the snow.
And it was snow. It wasn't a whole lot of ice mixed in. It was some good snow. It was the powder.
Yeah, I'd rather have the powder than the ice any day of the week.
We can't drive in none of it.
No, we can't, can we?
We don't know how to do all that stuff.
Southerners just weren't meant for that. God knew better when he put us down here.
Yeah, we drive in mud.
We're good at that.
We can't drive in rain. We can't drive in snow. Well, we can drive in some mud.
That's right. Did you see this where I mentioned a moment ago to where the Powerball has not been won yet?
Yeah, $1.55 billion.
Wow, there's a lot of good that could be done with that. You think about that.
It really is.
Buy your third cousin you don't like a ticket to Los Angeles and say, have a great life.
Put the wheels back on the house and move it out of the way for another one.
Yeah. Boy, it's nice to dream and think about that. Someone will eventually win this. I'm not exactly sure when the next drawing will happen, but is it tonight? Monday night's the drawing?
Yeah. Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday or something like that. It's 3 days a week now.
Okay.
You know, it used to be $1 a pop and twice a week. Then it went to $2 a pop and twice a week. And then they changed it to 3 times a week because it's getting so high.
But you have to actually win the big money. You have to buy the $3 ticket. You can buy the $1 ticket.
Well,
but
now your $3. So if you buy $2, give you your number.
Right.
If you buy a $3 ticket, you get an extra little thing that'll turn around and say the Powerball is at a ×2 or ×3 or ×4. So you're buying that times whatever.
Oh, okay.
That third dollar. And if you win $100 and the power play is what they call it, was a ×3 that drawing.
So you get 300.
You get 300.
Oh.
It doubles everything but the jackpot.
Okay, it's all the other stuff along
It's
the way.
everything but that.
I'm glad you explained that.
Yeah, so $2 will get you a chance for the $1.55 billion.
Do they still use that little reindeer dude in Mississippi to promote it? Remember him?
Yeah.
I forget what his name was, but
I can't remember.
You look kind of goofy there.
But hey, he was making some money.
That's right. All right, as we wake up let's see a few other things that are going on. This is just bad. There's a lot of places that you do this with that criminals, but never, ever threaten Graceland.
No, Elvis is not dead, and he'll come find you. What else does he have to lose?
He's walking in Memphis.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, yesterday morning, a bomb threat was called into Graceland as Memphis PD arrived and they cleared the scene. There was nothing there, but still a threat was made at Graceland. I've never known, and it could have happened, but that is the first threat that I can remember to Graceland.
Well, you know, they just did this, I don't know the exact date, at MSU. Somebody called in a bomb threat. Well, they got the old dude.
Yeah, he's been sentenced. Last Friday, they announced the sentencing of him.
Okay.
He's been arrested, the arrest of him.
Yeah.
They caught him.
$10,000 fine and up to 10 years in jail, and they said, we're going after every single thing we can.
Yeah.
Buck. Doc said that deer's name was Buck.
Well, imagine that.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, oof. Teresa says she's been Graceland many times.
Here's the story as you're talking about that. I posted the story last night there. As you look here at the Starkville campus, his name is Isaac Terrell Pryor, 36 of Columbus.
I tell you, you know,
that's the complete
you need
story.
to find out exactly what his reason was. There was a reason, and it's not a good one.
Couldn't be.
To do that.
And it costs so much. They have to shut down everything. You think of the people that are in the middle of things. You have to walk away and leave it.
And panic. And imagine not just the kids, but the parents 4, 5, 6 hours away, 1 hour away, that find out that they're having to move out of a building quickly because of a possible bomb threat.
That's right.
I tell you, it's terrible for somebody to do that.
And Meridian's had it. Do you remember when Alan Jackson had to evacuate the Temple Theater years ago? It happened here.
Yeah,
that's Alan's memories of Meridian, Mississippi.
Yeah, that's a heck of a way. Hey, would you like to come sing? Yeah. Where you at, Meridian? No, I ain't going back.
That's what Hank Jr. told me.
Does
Meridian?
he remember this trip?
Oh, he remembers it well. Trust me. We negotiated back and forth, and there was that's Meridian. I ain't coming off the Tri-City.
Yeah, I don't care how good of a deal this is.
And I didn't realize when I started that negotiation that he was that upset over the situation.
Oof.
Just didn't work out so well there.
Right.
Oh, let's see here.
Man.
I'm always, and I would never do this. Maybe a lot of you have done this out of fun or somebody gave it to you as a gift for Christmas, but these sites that do your DNA testing, normally it doesn't end up well. I can't count the times that somebody gave their DNA to it, and then somebody from Columbus, Ohio calls and goes, "Hey, I'm your sister. You didn't know about me." And everybody in the family's going, "Daddy?"
Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Hey, you my daddy.
That does happen a lot. I'm just leery of giving anything to anyone, and here's why.
Yeah.
23andMe does the same thing as the Ancestry.com. Files have been leaked of Jewish people who have given to this. Now, does this mean that people are coming after them? I don't know. It just seems to be that the Jewish participants, their names and addresses and things of that nature have been leaked on the internet.
Yeah, that's anything good. You're going to have people that fish the bad out. I mean, there's a show, and I think we've talked about this before, but it's a lady who goes in and gets these old unsolved cases that had some DNA left behind.
Right.
And she goes in and uses the DNA and all that off that 23andMe and all. And she tracks this back to the guilty party's great-grandfather.
Where it all started.
And then can track this thing back and look and say, okay, it could be one of these three people here. And then, all right, where do they live? What do they do? Well, this one's pretty doggone close, and so let's test him. So they'll go out with some cops. They'll get a search warrant, and they'll wait till he gets through with some coffee or a cigarette or something like that and throw the cigarette out. They go get it, test the DNA, and come back, yep, you're the one that's guilty. And they have solved a lot of crimes with that. The guy in California that was a cop that killed 30 people.
DNA has some good things, as you're pointing out, it does have.
But then you've got people like this and what the Jews went through with the Holocaust, and now you're doing this to them again.
As we look at Israel being attacked, we brought that up. 700 are deceased now in this attack on Israel yesterday.
Yeah, and they turned around, I think it was yesterday, they said, okay, this is war. And now finding out that Iran actually helped them attack Israel. So,
and to my knowledge, and correct me if I'm wrong, Biden still has not made a statement about it. Has he said anything and I've missed it?
I haven't heard anything. I'm not saying that he hadn't, but I haven't heard anything.
Let's do hope that the office of the presidency, somebody writes a speech for him on this, because
it's the only way he's going to say something. Yeah. Somebody writes it.
Yeah, we do hope that. We got more up and coming. We're going to get into some local things. Austin says he did say something.
Okay.
So since I've noticed it, and I do hope so. So I'll look that up here in just a little bit.
Well, Now, look at here. If I win the lottery, I promise that I'll buy a TV station and put y'all back where y'all will be.
Thank you there.
I like that. Now,
It'll only cost you about $60 million.
Yeah, you can get a good one. It's got 4 or 5 stations already here.
About 60 of them. Just keep that out there. That's why we don't own one. They're kind of expensive.
So Rhonda said that he did say we stand with Israel. Well,
Good.
Good deal. I like it.
At the time when I put all this together, it had not been said, so I am glad. I don't want to misquote anything, so that is good.
Yeah, definitely.
DNA can mess up a good Christmas dinner.
He can make that table smaller with all them people coming around.
Woof. Woof. Y'all be careful. We'll be right back and give you some local headlines that have gone on.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
When you gear up and journey out, with nothing but you and the wilderness for miles, just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs.
Still available in Meridian at Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power, 71 Highway 19 North behind Waters International. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. And welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. And we bring up this next one because we want every business in the area. Now, this is just not Meridian, but Clark, Lauderdale. If you can see us anywhere in the state of Mississippi, pay attention to this because this could become nasty real quickly. As $20 bills were passed last night that were counterfeit. This happened at El Norte Mexican Restaurant on 22nd Avenue. And if you'll notice, at a glance, they do look real.
Yeah, they do.
Except they've got the exact same serial numbers here as the dead giveaway on these two. No two bills had the exact same serial number.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. There's a lot of other people that deal with banking and stores that deal with this every day. I know they make pins and there's other ways to test them.
Is that light? I've seen them stick in that little light and find out what it is. Before long, it's going to be where we have to bandage all that money up and put a fingerprint on it. And at the end of the day, they go through all the money. And if it comes back bad, they've got our fingerprint. And it's terrible. We've got to keep cash.
And with people like this, is trying to make it to where we don't want.
Yeah.
So hopefully something will become of this. It was a couple. I do have a picture of this, but the police report had not been filed at the time, and I like to have police reports stacked before we release pictures of accusations. But it is a couple, a man and a woman, passed this.
And they probably sit at home and get a check once a month in the mailbox, direct deposit it so they don't have to go nowhere, and then they buy the equipment and the printers to make this stuff so they can go out and...
Tell me this, Odie. That is a federal, major federal offense to
counterfeiting.
Print.
Yes. Oh, yes.
That brings the Secret Service to your doorstep, doesn't it?
In a heartbeat. Yeah. They're going to find them. You're not going to be able to hide now.
But this has happened, and usually it's larger bills, 50s and 100s. When you start getting into 20s and 10, not as many people check those.
No, I've seen 20s being checked sometimes, but anything lower than that, who's going to waste their time on that? But I believe that's fixing to change, and they're fixing to really go to...
And I'm not sure how you do this, but Debbie points out they're making counterfeit 50s out of $5 bills.
You want to blow somebody's mind, walk into a store with a millennial.
A what?
A millennial.
What's that?
A young person.
Oh.
And give them a $2 bill.
Yeah, that will.
She
That's
will blow their mind. What are you doing giving me this? It's not even real. They don't have a clue.
Do they still make a $2 bill at all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's just not used a lot in our area.
Yeah, you can buy them. A lot of banks don't. You can buy them in bulk, but when we go on cruises, I usually buy $100 or $200 worth of $2 bills.
Yeah.
Because you give that as a tip, and them folks remember you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all, Mr. Norte. What you want? Yeah, I butter them up.
There you go. Make your mark there. But millennial, that threw me off. I was trying to think, what is that typer? And you meant generation. Over my head. And this is another thing that I keep saying. I've used this terminology once or twice, and it's always been used with shotgun shells, and apparently like a 30-06 shell, double alt buck. I was somewhere and they asked for a number, and I said double alt 1, and then I referred to something as triple alt, and they stare at me.
No, what'd that mean?
I honestly did not know that people didn't know that 00 is double and triple alt means three. I had no idea that the generation had switched that. But I mean, I've had some people. Huh?
Well, they don't even know how to say, "Hey, welcome to so and so. Can I take your order?" They just stare at you. You're here. You're in front of me.
Anybody watching from Newton, Mississippi this morning? Oh, let's go over to Lawrence, Mississippi as we pull up our next headline, as we've had one shot there over the weekend. Now, this is not as bad as it could be. The person ended up being shot in their arm. They were taken to medical care. They're going to be okay in the end. It wasn't life-threatening. But a driver was driving down the road, and somebody flagged them down, said, "Take me to the hospital. I've been shot."
Well, I don't know if I want you in my car or not, but get in, let's go.
That proposes the problem. A lot of times you stop, there's more people in the bushes, and it has really made Americans leery of helping others because there's so much bad.
Well, my dad, when he got out of the Army and got the GI Bill, with the GI Bill, you've got to pay for college up front that semester. And then every month, the GI Bill gives you money. Well, that's what it was when I was around and Daddy was there. And so Daddy was going to USM, and he would hitchhike during the summer from USM in Hattiesburg all the way out to Texas to go work out in the fields and make enough money.
Yeah.
Hitchhike. And could get there fairly quick. People, where you going? I'm going to Texas. Well, I can take you this far. Okay. But nowadays, that's just not a safe way to travel like it used to be.
It's not. You can't do it. We say good morning to Curtis George Dixon Jr.
Bogalusa, Louisiana.
Said his dad grew up in Newton County, and he's enjoying catching up what's going on in the community. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Glad you're a part of us this morning there.
That's all right. Yeah, appreciate you being here. Louisiana.
Don't you cry for me.
That's what I was just thinking of.
Now, this morning as we're waking up, we've had two of these. We've had a structure fire break loose around 4 a.m. this morning. It would be at 29th and 26th Street. Let me pull this picture up where you can see this. This was our first fire as firefighters responded to the scene. It was an abandoned home, single story. As they got there, it burned to the ground. It was a total loss, fully engulfed as firefighters arrived. A few minutes later, right around 5 o'clock, we would have, let me go here and pull this one up from the page. We had a second fire this morning. This would happen on 3rd Street is where this one would take place. Let me get down here. 29th. Oh, I got to refresh, Odie.
Nope.
That's what happens.
Reboot.
As I refresh this, here's, right here is the second fire that we've had this morning. This would happen this morning in the 400 block of 3rd Avenue. This is just off of B Street is where this is. You have Johnson Dodge and all of this over in this area there. Bad news is wrong camera too. Most likely what we're looking at is a homeless probably started the fire.
Yeah, it's going to continue. Now, I tell you, we've got a great team. Chief Jason Collier had put together a great team between Vinny and Keith investigating these and actually prosecuting. I mean, Jason, I hate to see you go, brother. Overall, did a lot of. I can look out the front door of my office and see the change in the demeanor over there for every one of these trucking companies that we've got. These stations have really put a bigger smile on than I've seen in a while. And Jason, you deserve to take this next step in your life, but I know we're all, myself included, for sure going to miss you.
As we broke the story on Friday that he was resigning, going into retirement to start something new.
Yeah.
We'll miss you.
We're going to miss you. But their investigations that they've gotten have made a lot of leeway. And I know that they're going to come to the end of this, and they're going to find out who did it, and they're going to prosecute them. I have no doubt. But 90% of the time, Alligator said it, 99% of the time, these are homeless people that are going inside to try and stay warm. Do I have a problem with people trying to stay warm? No, but, you know, we do have shelters for people that are homeless. The reason that most of these homeless don't go to the shelters is because when you go to a shelter, you have to go in there sober, you have to go in there by a certain time, you have to go in there with
about 5 o'clock if you're not there.
Yeah, you can't go in there and do drugs and all that stuff. So these people would much rather get drunk, get high, and not worry about going by a set of rules, and they're just going to live in an abandoned house, and then they're trying to keep warm, and this is what happens. And it's going to continue to happen until we do something about our homeless population.
Thankfully, no one was hurt in either one of these. The Meridian Fire Department has been busy. More coming up as we continue this morning. Already 7:21. We'll tell you about an accident that happened last night. It could happen to anybody, but we're going to show you what happens when you lose control. That's next.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
There's something special about autumn and Al's Garden and Gift. There's no better place to pick up beautiful mums, snapdragons, and pumpkins. Fall in love with pumpkins in a vibrant array of colors and sizes. Hay bales, corn stalks, homemade wreaths, flags, and unique pottery waterfalls will add extra appeal to an entrance or outdoor space. Tailgating festivities are fun with Captain Rodney's, Grumpy Man, Redneck Gourmet Sauces, Salsa, Jellies, Cheese Straws, and more. Al's Garden and Gift, a charming place to harvest memories and gifts this fall.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Everything starts with a great grill, cookware, and accessories. Add in locally sourced meat and dairy, frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, and daybeds and have fun with our cornhole boards. From animal print coolers to authentic Louis Vuitton purses, we have what you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Yeah, it may be for abused.
Yeah, that's what it is. Me and Odie were sitting here talking about a remark that came across. Is there a shelter for just women and children? That's for abused, right?
Right, that I know of.
And that could be something more.
Multi-county, they are open. And next door, and they, from what I understand, is they do keep you separated. No hands around you unless you are a family. And we do have some families that fall into the cracks and end up this way. I'm not saying every person out there is a bad person.
No.
At all. Everybody, has to look out for one another and ourselves. And any of us in the stroke of a hat could be that way, but for the most part, they don't.
Vivian, and I guess I missed this. She says that there's only one shelter for men, women, and children since the Salvation Army shelter closed. Did it close down? I know they moved locations, but
yeah, they and it was the biggest part was these people was going in there drinking, coming in the middle of the night, causing problems and everything else,
and it got out of control.
Got out of control, and you can't help the ones that don't want to be helped.
Now, as you said, there are situations in life. What was the movie that Will Smith was in? And correct me
where he took his daughter to.
It was a little boy, wasn't it? Where he went on to be a stock market. Down on their luck, had $5, loaned it to somebody, and they stayed in shelters every night until he got on his feet.
Yeah,
that was a touching movie. I don't remember the name of it.
Somebody knows it.
Yeah, they do. As we switch gears and we take a look, as I mentioned, this could happen to anyone. As I got a call, we were finishing up lunch yesterday. It said, Scotty Ray, you need to get in the wind. Somebody's done run through an apartment complex. I said, do what? Sure enough, as we arrived at Oak Manor Apartments, this would be the scene here. Let's take a look at this as the fire truck and police are on scene. Ambulance was there to always check out when there's an incident. Metro is. A minivan jumped the curb and ran into a building there. Now, as we keep looking at this, there's a larger scene of it, and as you can see, it jumped the sidewalk. And there, as we get closer, look at that hole that is there. There's a good view of what happened. Most likely, Odie, I'm going to gamble on this. They were. I didn't bother them because they were kind of shaken up on this.
Oh, yeah.
But most likely, it'd be one of those things to where you thought you put it in reverse and you turn around to look backwards and mash the gas and it takes off the opposite. I've done it on lawnmowers. Think you're going, and it jerks you.
Yeah.
That can happen. Or elderly sometimes get the brake and gas confused and can't stop.
Foot slide off the brake.
But if you'll look at that air conditioner's been up, and also the water was flying out of there because it hit about where the kitchen sink was right there at that window.
That'd wake you up.
Yeah, it was. There's another view of this. And again, it's not as much damage as you would think to the van as it is to the building. But it sure, let me show this here. I didn't have that up there. Here's the look of the building. Again, it made it very airish in there this morning in 42-degree weather.
Yeah. Pursuit of Happiness. That was the movie.
That was a good movie.
And come up, Christy said, 2 family units. This is at MCCSA, multi-county. 2 family units, an 8 women bed and 16 male bed. Not sufficient for the needs. And I'm sure we could use more funding. You know, who pays for all? I mean,
and
that's a whole bigger ordeal. Who's going to foot the bill?
I know that the American Red Cross, because you deal with this a lot, comes out when there's a home fire and a family is displaced. The American Red Cross gives like is it a night or 2 at a hotel or somewhere?
They're gonna try and take care of you, but at the same time, here's the key: you've got to have insurance.
Yeah,
insurance for tornadoes, wind, rain, flood, fire. Yes, Red Cross is going to step in because you just went into shock.
But it's a very limited time, isn't it?
Very limited. They're not going to raise you.
They can't afford to keep functioning without that.
So they're going to put you up, and they'll help you get some clothes and stuff. If you've lost everything, they're going to help you get some clothes so you can get back to your normal day. But you've got to, insurance is what you cover yourself by purchasing insurance. It's not for everybody else to take care of you. It's for you to take care of yourself and be responsible as an adult to go out, and if you're going to purchase a home, purchase insurance or either become self-insured.
If you have a lien against your home as you owe in the bank or something, you have to have insurance.
You've got to.
We see a lot of times that families' house is paid for and they're looking for cutbacks, and they'll drop that. Please don't do that.
Rental, you get rentals insurance.
Yeah, they even have that.
To do that, people say, now what do I do? Well, the landlord owns the house.
And insurance will only pay for the place.
Insurance pays that.
Nothing on content, yeah.
But nothing for you. And if he rebuilds, he rebuilds. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
I don't know what type of insurance there is for this, but boy, it's a market for this somewhere, as we often see this in Meridian. As another home was hit with gunfire over the weekend, it would be in the 1200 block of 64th Court. No one was hurt, no one was injured in this, but a house still was hit with gunfire. We certainly hate to see anything like this. And as we go back to this, I had somebody make a comment, well, I'm sick of this. I don't want to know about it. If it happens, we'll report it. It is news. When someone is naked walking down the street, I'm going to report it. I'm sorry. They may have issues, whatever. It's still a naked person walking down the street that children don't need to see. As we go here, yet again, naked man. And I got actual video of this. This is not some type of made up, it didn't happen, that a lot of people go, no. These things happen every night. I get video to most of these things. I just don't show them. But naked man was out right at midnight.
So they said that it wasn't, and that they even asked their neighbor, and the neighbor said it still wasn't?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
It happened.
It did happen. And the 2 guys were hilarious as they were videoing this and sent it to me. I got to give them credit. They had stopped by Cane's, and they were out in the parking lot. They go, that man's naked. And the video, look at that man, and he was completely naked, just walking down through there like he had no care in the world.
Oh, man.
There in his birthday suit. It happens at all hours at midnight. It happens at daylight. This guy does what he wants. We have another person that I'm not going to call by name that does disturbances all over town. Goes into stores, restaurants, Waffle Houses, causes fights, causes issues. Do I think there's probably something wrong with him? Probably. But he is, I think the word is menace to society. He breaks the law night after night after night. And whether you've got a little something he's still breaking the law. Something needs to be done. What the answer is, I don't know.
Well, get him somewhere where he can get help. And he's going to have, if he can't take care of himself. Then
now, he's a big old boy. This is not somebody that is a little frail. This is a big man that can hurt people, that comes in cursing and doing other things in restaurants and businesses, picks fights with people standing in line.
Well, he has nothing to lose because they're going to tell him to go on.
Yeah, and he knows that.
Either get help and straighten up, or go somewhere that they can help you.
And I don't know enough about the law of what can be done with all that. And I'm being as completely honest with you as I can. But a lot of times that's what's going on when you see blue lights and people go, what was that about? It's a person causing a disturbance that doesn't need to be there.
Denise says, rumor has it that Naked Man is a joke to make people laugh. We don't need Naked Man to make people laugh.
Oh, no. It's real.
It is.
I've got video after video after video of this man with no clothes on. All different angles, I might add. And I'm just not going to post the actual video of that. I'd rather use a picture on that than, boy. Woo.
His editing team isn't good enough to keep that little blurry ball.
You have to track it. I have to hire a whole new staff for that. We'll be right back as we begin this morning. Y'all put a smile on.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
Drop by and visit with them. They good folks. They'd love to see you there in Collinsville. Yeah. As we start this way, and a lot of people saying, I've got it on my security camera. Wally said that she has got it there.
Yeah.
All righty there. Let's see here. As we look at today in history, let's roll back a few things. This would be the beginning of the end today. 1781. George said, roll those cannons right over here. Cannons. Fire 1, fire 2. This would be the last battle of the American Revolutionary War in 1781 as Yorktown. The battle began. And if you'll remember history, as Cornwallis was defeated, he was so ashamed he wouldn't even show up and give his sword. He sent someone else to deliver his sword of surrender to George. And that's called Yellow Belly in the Deep South, is what we call that. Cornwallis was supposed to be the best upon the earth at that point in time. Couldn't believe that some ragtag army under George Washington could whoop him.
George, if you're out there, please come back.
We need somebody to cross that Delaware once again there.
We need some help.
1940, I didn't get into this, but there are so many of you that adored this man. He had what did he do? He imagined one time, didn't he?
Yeah.
John Lennon.
Imagine all the people.
What was that about? Hippie stuff? I've never
used to know.
I just remember the chorus of Imagine. Anyway, John Lennon, born on this day. If you're a big fan of his, congratulations. 1950, this would come along. He would come from Canada and move to the United States and would get him a rhinestone suit from Nudie. Come to Nashville and he'd break out in this song called I'm Moving On. #1 for Hank Snow on this day. If you remember in Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah. He referred to him in there when he was getting up Fred, and they were trying to whoop him when he made it. No, I'm not kin to Hank Snow. A lot of you going, Smokey and the Bandit? Oh, please go watch it. Please go watch
Oh,
it.
if you hadn't, you got it.
1952. Is she from the United States?
United Kingdom.
United Kingdom. I thought she had an accent. I'm not wrong. Sharon Osbourne celebrates her birthday today. Born in 1952, and I think she even made it a few months or so on The View before she got fed up with them.
Yeah, and now her and Ozzy, they're ready to go back. They're ready to say, I'm through with.
He's not in real good shape right now.
His health is pretty bad.
I wish him luck there.
Yeah, so.
I would have never known this guy's name, but he played two parts. The first one I went blank on there, but you'll remember him from Monk.
Yeah.
What was that other TV show that he was on?
He's been in a couple of movies.
Yeah.
And he's got some good.
How do you pronounce his last name?
Shalhoub.
Shalhoub. All right. He's my
Tony Shalhoub.
He is my expert on figuring out what words are.
Yeah.
Monk was pretty good. He was a germ freak on there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't want anybody to touch him.
OCD, and he didn't want to touch nothing, but he could solve the world's problems.
Yep, that's what. Wings. That's it. Thank you, Michelle. Wings was an absolute.
Was he on Wings?
Yeah. You don't remember that?
Was he the owner of the little? Okay.
He was two brothers, and then had the lady who done all the stuff, and the blonde-headed girl, and he was on there.
Well, I'd be darned.
Wings was good. I like that. I remembered him somewhere. This other guy, I would never remember his name, but boy, did he play the part well. Let's go back to Seinfeld. Do y'all remember a guy named John O'Hurley? He was the boss on there.
Yeah.
He wasn't very smart, the best I remember.
No, he was kind of dumb.
Bunch of them like that. This guy would have one big show. I remember watching Quantum Leap. Do you remember watching the original?
I do.
Scott?
Yep.
How you say it?
Now, if he wouldn't have asked.
Bacaloo?
Bakula?
Yeah, I'm going what Eddie Odie said. He would later move on to NCIS New Orleans. He's good.
I like him better in New Orleans than I did in.
You didn't like Quantum Leap?
I like
him and
some
Squiggy?
of it. Him and is that what is his name?
Was it
the one who kept sending him off?
No, the machine was like Squiggy or something, or had a name, just the machine itself.
Oh, I think you're right.
And then I don't remember the guy that had the cigar all the time, but always jumped into a seat. It does make you wonder, if you could go back, would you change something to make it for the better?
Well, because you never knew where you jumped to or who you jumped in.
You'd look down and, whoo.
You look in the mirror going, oh, Lord.
But yet again, they've made another movie, TV show out of that.
Yeah, I haven't
lack
seen
of
this
ideas.
new one. Yeah, nobody's smart enough to come up with their own idea.
Have you ever caught yourself singing this one? Hit the road, Jack, and don't come back
no more.
Number one today, Ray Charles was the man that scored the number one hit. Talent.
61.
He had a string of hits when he made that move to the record label there, and they it was hit after hit after hit.
Yeah, he could do it. And that his movie.
Oh, Ray,
the movie.
The Wayans, wasn't it?
Yeah, Wayman, or whichever one.
Yeah.
Awesome job.
He really had to have studied Ray Charles to get that part down that good.
Yeah.
I give an A+ on that.
Yep. Uh-oh.
This was before the song was written, but, well, if we could go back, it would fit it. Our DIVORCE becomes final today. 1973, we would all know that the kingdom was coming apart as Elvis divorced
Priscilla.
It happened that way.
Wow.
Hard to believe that happened. Then suspicious minds would come. We can't go on. You were always on my mind. You would think that those were all about Priscilla, and they probably were.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because why else would you write that?
I'm not real sure that Elvis ever got over that. Little things that I should have said and done.
Yeah.
1981, this character would be born. He'd be a little bitty fella on the show Home Improvement. Anybody remember that? Zachary Ty Bryan was born on this day. Of course, Tim the Tool Time Man couldn't be beat.
No, he couldn't. And he still can't with his outdoor deal. You know, he's almost...
Last man standing?
Yeah, last man standing. He's almost gotten thrown off like we do.
He has been thrown off. And then he got another network.
Instead of people changing channels and all that stuff and going on about their way, and I mean, people that like us don't like us. Hey, do you know why cows are so popular?
Oh, please tell me, Odie.
Because they're all outstanding in their field.
How long did it take you to come up with that? 1982, Willie would think, boy, that's a mighty pretty Elvis song there that I think I ought to record. Well, it went number one for him also. You Were Always on My Mind.
Always on my...
I got to say.
Always on
that's
my
it.
mind. Yeah, but I still like it.
I'd have to say Dwight done probably the second best version of Suspicious Minds that I've ever heard of the Elvis remake of that Suspicious Mind. Dwight done an incredible job with that. Let's see, 1992, this was one of my favorite shows.
Yep.
Under Siege opened in theaters tonight. Steven Seagal.
Man, he's a bad man.
And did you watch the second one, Dark Territory, where they were on the train also?
Yes, definitely.
I like that. Is this guy's name Gary Busey? Is that
That's him.
Yeah.
He's fallen off a motorcycle with no helmet so many times that he don't even know his name, so it doesn't matter.
That last time that he hit somebody's car and kept driving, and they videoed him doing the California Howdy beside him. And he just kept right on driving, doing that California Howdy to him.
That's him.
Bless his heart.
Bob says, imagine Willie on The Voice. When nobody turn around. I love Willie. He's one of mine.
He's an icon.
My favorite. Yes, he is. But yeah, they wouldn't have flipped a chair around.
No, they wouldn't have. 1993, I got to say, he may be a big star, and I don't know it. I lost track of him after they announced that he was a winner on this show. But you remember the guy, Scotty McCreery?
Yeah, so do you remember last year when me and Amy went to go see Brooks and Dunn?
Yeah.
He was the opener. He's good.
Has he ever had a hit?
I know he has.
Let's see here. His debut studio album, Top 20. He's had a couple songs called I Love You This Big and The Trouble Girl. I never heard any of them, but Scotty McCreery was born on this day back in 93.
Yeah, put on a real good show.
Huh.
He really did.
Okay. I just lost track of him. That's a walk down memory lane. You're right.
Wow.
Roy Elvis never wrote a song. It was written for Elvis in those situations. But I feel like those were written with what was going on in his life at the time.
And he probably said, look, I need a song that deals with this.
Yeah. Oh, Elvis. Yeah, he did never record a song, write a song. Kind of like George Strait. George is not a writer. Most of his stuff is written by other people. Then Alan Jackson seems like he was one of the first that had written a bunch of songs, and up until that point, they paid him $14 million for his songs. I remember back in the late 90s, I was going, wow.
That's some money. Maybe I need to start learning how to write.
Mm-hmm.
Lynn Variable.
He
can write.
Win Variable. He's a nice guy.
He is super nice. I've met him when the Shriners put on a lot of the
and down to earth
little concerts. It really is down to earth.
What is neat is after you meet a few of these guys and then they tell you you had this whole thing in your head about a song and they go, no, that's not why I wrote that. Here you go.
If you ever see somebody doing a songwriter's night, go to it, because you're going to get just that right there.
Yeah.
They're going to tell you why they wrote this song, what was going through their mind, what they were dealing with, and then they're going to sing the song. And it is a awesome concert that you have a lot of education with, and it doesn't cost you that much, $10-15 to go to these things. But they're supporting these songwriters. It's the songwriters who are telling you the story and singing you the song, not the ones who made the song popular. It's good. Go see them.
It is. Without a doubt. I don't know if y'all remember, there was a famous place, and I can't think of the name of it, Nashville, Pancake House, where all the stars went. I went in there one time, and I was sitting there, and I still got his name. He's deceased now. But a guy sat out next to him, and he goes, how come you didn't play my song? I said, what are you talking about? He knew who I was, and I didn't know who he was a producer, and he goes, you waited till that song was 6 weeks before you played it. I was like, who are you? And he was the producer behind it. He done a bunch of Aaron Tippin songs, Tracy Lawrence. And me and him became friends after that. And bless his heart, he passed away about 3 years ago. The things that happen in life. We'll be right back as we begin your early Monday Mark your calendars for the Holiday Extravaganza Gift Show, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. October the 28th at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. From boutique items, jewelry, wooden items, T-shirts, soups and dips, home decor, stocking stuffers, gift ideas galore. Something for everyone on your Christmas wish list. That's Saturday, October the 28th from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. The Holiday Extravaganza Gift Show at the Lauderdale County Agri Center. Call Becky at 601-480-1776. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see Coleslaw.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
And welcome back. And look, as we were sitting there showing the appliances there at All Temp, I've always had a refrigerator that I kept out back to where you have drinks and Gatorade, and ours died. I called them. They delivered one to the house, took the old one, and got rid of it. And the best thing about those folks is they have a warranty and they have their own service man. It's not like, because I've bought other places, once you buy it, it's yours. And then you try to figure out how to get it fixed. They warranty their stuff, even got a little guy with a toolbox that comes around if something were to go wrong.
That probably knows what to do.
Yeah. So if y'all need anything, they'll deliver, take care of you. They are good, honest folks, and I highly recommend them. They deserve that extra little there because they are over the top.
Yeah, and a local company, not a big box store.
That's correct. Can't miss them up Highway 19 North. We had us a little car chase there, and I say little because they weren't that good.
They wasn't.
This guy's never going to get a job as the getaway driver. As we pull it up, it all started there on North Hill Street, just off of Highway 19. They would blow through the stop sign there at Bounds Road and then decide, whoop, it's time to go. They jumped out on foot. The foot race actually lasted longer than the car chase did.
They didn't even make a turn, did they?
No, just straight. And then whoop, out the Toyota car they ran. A juvenile would be taken into custody, possibility of someone else later, but one was arrested at the scene there and taken downtown for questioning.
You do big boy crime, you do big boy time.
That's correct.
Yeah. We had a birthday.
Did we?
Yeah. Carol Walker Polk's having a happy birthday. We didn't have an age.
No, we didn't.
And talking about birthdays and the circle of life, a buddy, a friend, a brother of mine passed away Saturday, Roy Wayne Alexander.
Oh, I hate to hear that.
He was, if y'all ever bought onions from the Shrine,
yeah,
he was the one that's sitting under the tent downtown that was selling the onions, and had him a cowboy hat on. This was a down-to-earth, awesome guy to call a friend and a brother. Prayers go out to the family, Miss Geraldine, everybody, Ronnie. I just my prayers are with y'all. And then, as the circle of life, I've got to say to a guy that I've seen grow up. I was awesome close with the family, and now him and his wife, Caleb and Carson Walters, is going to have their first baby.
Well, congratulations.
I call them Fred and Miss Fred, and we're going to have a Fred Jr.
All right.
So,
congratulations.
Yeah, the circle of life, it's awesome, and keep God in the center of that circle. And
sure
we'll
do.
Okay.
Alex Cruz celebrating a 16th birthday. And somehow or another, the discussion of where Blue Mo is. Blue Mo Junction, that's a great restaurant there in Neshoba County. 491 will run into 486, which is right before you get into Philadelphia.
Right before you get back to 16.
Yeah. So it's a great place to eat. And, of course, a great little community there. Been up there many, many times. A lot of chicken houses along that route there.
And there was an old school. The building's still down that way right before you get to 16.
Boy, you know
just
more about
this side
these
of
areas.
Ford store.
You've made a delivery there, hadn't you?
I've been out in them woods.
Yes, you have. Hey, what was this? I was hearing about a great escape in Clark County over the weekend. Somebody forget something? Dash and what was that? Dash and
wasn't it two of them?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Dash and Dashers run out of the store, didn't even pay for a meal, and they're gonna find out what the Marriott's all about.
What happens when you're the one that runs it?
I know. We're gonna have to find out. Inquiring minds and our investigation team is we're on the search.
Two didn't pay for a meal in Clark County equipment.
Yeah, at Skidmore's.
Uh-oh.
How could you run far when you get out of there? Because I've always been so stuffed I couldn't hardly walk.
You can't walk.
You know, come on.
You go open the door for me, I can't get in the truck.
Yeah, and two of y'all gonna eat at Skidmore's and run.
Okay, so we're
Matthew, you're gonna have to get them.
We're gonna have more on this tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna do some more investigation on that.
Let's go downtown Meridian Friday night. Y'all want to talk about a great place to be. Look at this.
Yeah.
This is the scene. Full moon on 5th, a full band, and everybody and their cousin, I think, showed up for this event. If you have never been to anything that the full moon on the 5th does, their shows are fantastic. They take the extra time to put this together. Look at this.
And look how big that moon balloon is. I've already renamed it. Those are moon balloons. 20 feet tall, isn't that what it was?
Yeah.
Something like that. And it was a wonderful place you're going to know half the people down there. So go down there and visit everybody and see. Look, there's
Miss
Laura.
Carmichael.
And, you're going to have a great time with some great music. And support Meridian. And
so you can have everybody comes and makes a picture out here with this. There's even Odie trying to get a picture.
I was trying to help them take one. Yeah.
That's right.
Uh-oh. There's two of them.
Yeah, sure is.
Trouble.
It's really a good time with great music. And they'll have one more next month coming up to end out the concert series. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the season.
Then they'll start back, what was it?
In the spring?
March?
Yeah, I believe so.
March or April. Julia have to come back and keep us up to date on those dates.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Happy birthday to Tony Keller. We're getting some birthday wishes on that also.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Tony.
Carlene says that keep our military and our country in your prayers, and we do need to do that during this time of turmoil that is happening. There's a lot of folks, I'm sure, that are going, there's going to be some folks deployed. Most likely will happen there. Yep. We had another event. We had a couple, as a matter of fact. Earth's Bounty took place early Saturday morning.
Oh, and everybody knows this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Scott McQuaig was out singing.
And let me tell you, it was fantastic as we got to stand there and listen to Scott. The crowd was big for Saturday. I had to drive around the block 3 times before I got a parking place. Here's this little fella. She was all over it there.
Enjoying the concert herself.
But it was a lot of folks there. He saw a bigger dog there, thought he was going to take care of that. I think it was actually, let's see here.
Oh,
that's a big one.
That's a dog. Yep.
And we saw a lot of dogs late Friday night also.
Yeah, at full moon. There was a lot
everybody
of dogs.
seems to be doing that.
Yep.
We'll be right back. More to talk about of the weekend events with Scotty Ray and Odie. Interstate Auto, conveniently located on North Frontage Road in Meridian, right down from IHOP, has a large selection of late model cars and trucks just waiting on you. You may be in the market for an SUV or a family sedan to fit all the kids in. And a huge selection of trucks, whether it's a Ford, a GMC, a Chevrolet, a Dodge Ram that you're looking for, or an economical Toyota truck. Inventory changes daily at Interstate Auto. From a minivan to a sporty 4-door sedan, Interstate Auto has what you need, North Frontage Road, Meridian. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rockhouse will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. And welcome back. As well, we had a bunch of fender benders too over the weekend as we go to downtown Marion, Lindley Road, right before you get to the red light, right in front of the Lisi place called the Subway.
Yeah, in between them, they got crawfish on one side.
Yeah.
Sandwiches on the other.
A Lauderdale County truck was involved in a minor accident there, and as you can see, it was minor for the bigger truck and well, a little bit more issues right there. Think Chet could buff that out?
Yeah, everything but that lean on that left wheel, he's going to have an alignment. That ain't going to drive straight.
Those fender benders do happen. We also go out to the Tumsuba areas. We go out in that area, Kiwani, actually. Here we had a fender bender there also over the weekend. Toyota truck didn't end up as good. And that's right there. Look at that. Here's the car that was involved with that. It got a big bump.
Wow. Looked like it T-boned right there in the middle. Hope everybody was okay on that one.
Now, as we go to this is a little bit more serious, Odie, and let's pull this up. This was on I-20 as we look at this on Friday there. And Saturday is when this actually happened. As we'll come across this, and it's going to show the 18-wheeler that's flipped. Wasn't in your county, so you didn't have to respond to this. It's coming up here in the video there. But overturned.
Wow.
That reminds me of the wreck that was out past. You remember that truck had overturned where he had the cruise control on and it flipped?
Yeah. Looked like they had Simmons out there.
He sure did. So a busy afternoon. We also had a car fire yesterday afternoon. A Jeep would catch fire on the interstate. And I couldn't get there in time, so we used a map to show what was going on with this. This was at mile marker 151 in the westbound lane. Everybody got out of the vehicle, but it burned to the ground. These things happen, and I don't understand why a car can do this, but it just happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the misfortune of owning a vehicle. It happens a good bit there.
Where is Skidmore's? It's downtown Equipment. Right around the corner, like you're going to the sheriff's department. What is that, 512?
I think that's right.
Back over
it's
there.
One block off of Main.
One block off of Main.
Look for the co-op, and it's sitting right across from it.
Right across. That's it. You can't miss it. Go in there. And
Rib Day is usually Thursday.
Thursdays. Tell them Scotty Ray and Odie sent you.
Yeah. Go down and have you a roundtable meeting like we do. It's always fun.
Yeah. We bring multi-counties together and
sure
talk about
do.
hazards and everything else, but we get some food while we're there. Look at that, 512, that's it.
You were right on target there.
And I got a few things.
Another event that happened this weekend, if you've never walked in it, this was my first time Saturday as I went to the Railroad Museum as they told stories. Look at this. They have little railways, and they're going to be building a bigger one. As we look at this, it was a large crowd that showed up for this. Round robin, little Christmas village there. That's those bigger trains I was talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're constantly changing things up from there. If you get a chance, it's a great thing to walk in and look around. A little history there with the railroad and just how important it was to our communities.
And still is. It's huge around here. Uh-oh.
What?
Chief Barry White says Railroad Avenue.
Oh, we have been correct.
Is that where they can find you? Is that where Matthew needs to look?
As we often say, support our local volunteer fire departments. As we go out to Long Creek, it was a busy Saturday morning as pancakes were served up.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And I tell you what got me is Chief Keith Doggett was out there, was throwing those pancakes and working, and I was like, I needed to get a picture, and I guess it didn't come out right. But he was steadily flipping those pancakes. A lot of people there, a lot of support. Appreciate everybody who came out for that.
This is going to be coming up on Tuesday, Utility Services, a county forum where they'll be answering questions. October the 10th, this is going to be down at Union Station is where this will be. Now, I'm not sure if any of this deals with like Jackson does, but utility services have been interrupted in Jackson because of gunfire, transformers being hit. Some questions that might need to be asked on this if you're going down. It's a shame we can't ask other questions there outside of the utility. It'd be a great place to ask, wouldn't it?
Well, maybe we can get some more community forums going. And I talked to a couple of people out at Clarkdale, and they are wanting to get other discussions and forums going with the school system.
That would be great. It keeps everybody informed.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about who, what, where, and when. Everybody knows. Everybody's up to date on what's going on. And I think it's good for everybody. City, county, everything. So hopefully that's going to pan out. And it doesn't come to just a bickering. Let's turn this into information. And I know there's some people upset, and it may take one or two to get everything out, because there's some people that are upset.
Absolutely.
Once all that gets out, if you have constant flow of information, man, it makes life so much easier.
Mm-hmm. Anthony, thanks for watching from the coast. It does.
Yeah.
Information is the key to everything. You may not like everything you hear, but you do know. That's the key to communication.
That's it. Man.
We want to say thank you to a police officer in Flowood, Mississippi. You can't beat folks that do their job. An officer was in a parking lot. A car whipped in and said, "My baby's choking." An officer jumped out. It was an 8-week baby that was choking. He was able to knock it out, saved the baby's life, and was rushed to a local hospital for further evaluation. But a big thank you to him. Officer Will Brantley, Flowood, Mississippi. Salute. We support you.
It. That is awesome.
Odie, we're out of time again.
Again.
How'd you let this happen?
I know it.
We could talk for another 3 hours.
Oh, yeah, we could. We might have to work on our afternoon program.
We got a lot we need to work on, isn't it?
We got some ideas coming. Y'all just don't know. But we appreciate you spending this hour with us, because we couldn't do this without each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all. Have a blessed day. Remember, I love you. Remember, Jesus loves you.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.